Hey everyone, Damien here with MMORPG.com, and I'm coming to you today with both a video and an audio sample here because what we're working with is something that I truly believe that every content creator needs to consider as they are creating their content. And that is a good audio interface. Now, if you've been around for a while, you have known that I have been a huge proponent of PreSonus. This here is the Studio 26C. This is one of their USB audio input devices. This is not what we're talking about here, but this has been my go-to audio interface since I got my hands on it. PreSonus has been in the audio game, specifically the digital audio space, for quite some time. These cats have been around and they know what they're doing. They are known for putting solid preamps into their devices. Their stuff is always typically packaged with everything that you need to get off the ground with content creation, including digital version of their digital audio workstation, Studio One. And but we're not talking about that today. What we are talking about is what has followed this particular version of the Studio series, and that is the Revelator io24. This guy here, let me tell you what. December of 2020, I had the opportunity to review the Revelator mic. It was a USB-based microphone. And one of the things that I said in that review was that I just wish that they would bring the universal control support that they had with the Revelator to their line of other audio input devices. And the Revelator io24 delivers on that front. And so what I wanted to do today in this video is give you a little bit of a sample of the software and what it sounds like. We're giving you the PreSonus experience here today because I'm also talking to you and recording this audio on the PreSonus PD70, their dynamic broadcast microphone. And so we are going through, we're going to go through the software a little bit to kind of show you some of the options and whatnot, and why this might be an inexpensive one-stop shop for you as a content creator. Let's get into the software. Okay, so we are now in universal control. This is PreSonus's one-stop shop when it comes to their support for their devices. And here we have the Revelator window. And I want to give a little bit of a breakdown of what you're looking at here, starting with just the metering down at the bottom. So right now you can see that we have a vocal track coming into the system here. You see the metering for my microphone right there. Again, we're using the PD70, PreSonus PD70. Got a little bit of gain on it. We are going through a Cloud Microphones Cloud Lifter just to give a little bit of a bump to the microphone, give it a little bit more headroom. The microphone and the audio input device work very, very well together, but I find with the Cloud Lifter, it just gives a little bit more oomph behind it, and so you're hearing the microphone without having any extra. So that's as extra as it gets right now. So you see that it's receiving 48 volts of phantom power. You'll also see we've got channel 2 here. This is for the second input. You can run these two inputs in stereo with one another. Then we have the playback, virtual A, virtual B, and reverb here. And this is one of the things that makes this particular device and this software so desirable for a streaming setup. Let's say that you are trying to play like an intro bump for your stream. You're getting things all set up. You've got an intro screen and whatnot. You can take one of these playbacks, whether it's virtual A, virtual B, or your playback, and pump your audio into one of these channels so that you can maybe mix a little bit better the volume of those things as you're coming in. And also you can send these different mixes to your capture software like OBS or Streamlabs, and this just gives you better control over overall mixing on the fly with this. Now, this is where we also get into some funness here, because we have some built-in settings with the Revelator that can just help to enhance the sound of the gear that you are using. Right now, we are running the broadcast setting, and this has a little bit more of again, broadcastery feel to it. You've got a high pass filter on here, a little moderate gating, some compression, EQ, limiters, especially if you're somebody that tends to be loud or have explosive plosives like myself. This is an incredible option to have this built in. There's also a secondary setting here. So there are 8 presets that come on the Revelator, and then there are 6 different settings here that you can go ahead and program for yourself and plug into a couple of the different places here. So right now I've got the broadcast setting and the vocoder in case you want to get robotic. And also the slap echo, slap, just in case you want to add a little bit of extra color, a little bit of extra flavor onto your broadcast settings there. And all of this too has customization here. Look at this. So even though there are a couple of presets here for your high pass filter, you can go in between those you can set that pass higher or lower if you want to play around with it. Same thing goes with your gate, your compression, your EQ, limiter, and then you also have voice modulation stuff as well that you can just play around with, and all sorts of fun features. Here's why I tell you about this. And again, this is where I believe that PreSonus has been listening to the needs of content creators. So when you get into a device like this is a device like the 26C is typically going to run you around $150, $200 or more, depending on the quality of what you get. The Revelator io24 comes in at $200, and again, what you're getting with this is you're getting and I know I've used the phrase one-stop shop here, but you have one device that between the hardware and the software, you have the capability of doing a whole lot of extra mixing that you might not otherwise be able to do. And so this just gives you a whole lot of control over the content that you're creating so that you can have everything set up at your fingertips to do the thing that you need to do. If you're interested in the Revelator io24, it comes in at about $199 US, and you can find it from just about any of your major retailers that you would go for your audio needs. Again, my name is Damien with MMORPG.com. Thank you so much for checking this video out. Leave a like and a comment on it if you have any questions about it. I would love to be able to answer those for you. I'm looking forward to digging into this a little bit more for our written review at MMORPG.com. Again, my name is Damien, and we'll see you in the next one.